to those people, just to give that little message to those people who may be approaching some sort of arts, whatever they want to do, and to give them the courage to go for it. Because very often, around your parents, your background, you're pushed away from what you want to do, and you end up in a profession, or you end up in a business you never would go into. So it's very honest to say, whenever a young person feels he has to move into the field of art, even if it's totally crazy, go for it.
Tangerine Dream, it's been a way back, years and years going back. It seems to have changed the band members very often. I was wondering, you're the only one who endured throughout the years. What happens? What do you do to your musicians that makes them run away?
They actually didn't run away, so very often, unfortunately, I had to ask them to look for something else. And the reason for it is quite simple, because if you work with people for such a long time, like we did with some of the members for about 5-6 years, so it's a bit like they were burned out, right? Because the goal of Tangerine Dream always has been to look for new borders, so if something gets limited, or if there's a certain type of limitation, then we couldn't see any reason for our existence, so we had to break down our walls again and again to go on,
You must destroy to be able to rebuild it.
Correct, that's exactly correct.
Is it true that the name Tangerine Dream came from the Beatles' inspiration, Sgt. Pepper?
It's said so often, so keep it that way. Dream originally back in '67 was originally formed as an art band, the people of the band at that period of time all were art students, and so we had a lot of crazy ideas in mind, playing around with instruments or using instruments in a way they haven't been used before. So what he said about Cage was one of my favorite musicians of all time, and even the philosophy which stood behind what he did, was very, very much influential. Of course, time has passed by, and so we were changing things, so Cage is more or less this sort of an oral counterpoint to whatever we do, but has, of course, nothing to do with we musically, in a case of musical terms, to what we do now. There are two people I would have given a huge credit, and one of those people were Robert Moog, because he created the instruments I would say, became famous with, and was a sequencer. And the voltage-controlled instruments, a way of a synthesizer, has been operating for lots and lots of years. And the second person was John Peel, which is a radio DJ in London, who discovered us more or less back in '72. So those two people I would love to give a big credit.
Isn't it difficult to work with your father?
I think we're about working together for about 4 years now, and it's not difficult at all, because we fight sometimes, but normally it's okay. It's no problem.
How long have you been working with this team?
Gonna be 4 years now, since we started together. And this project was a long and very intensive work for us.
Is this the first introduction of wind instruments?
We tried once about back in '78, which we thought wasn't the highest possible output. Then we stopped using natural instruments for quite a while, and when Linda jumped in, we felt it could be the right time to introduce natural instruments again after a period of over about 10-12 years. And so we are quite happy, because it gives a complete different atmosphere into what we do computer-wise and so on.
The CD opens with pictures at an exhibition of Mussorgsky, and it's the Ravel arrangement. Well, what did you do to it?
Oh, that was, first of all, we had the idea of doing something we haven't done before, you know, so that's always something we're looking for. And then Linda was sitting down arranging all keyboard stuff, and then we got those people in who were doing the horn stuff, and it was quite a big work for us, because arranging an orchestra, we haven't done it before. So that was something we wanted to open the record with, you know.
And the rest of the 7 pieces are like portraits in a gallery?
It's yeah, if you can describe it that way, it's a gallery. It's more it's a very personal, very individual record, very subjective, and it's like moving around through different stages and platforms of your own life, you know.
You started way back in the 60s, late 60s, and now we're in the early 90s. As you've seen the music change, now there's rap and techno and even poets collaborating with musicians like William Burroughs or Ginsberg. How would you describe the journey of rock and pop music?
To me, music as a body is like an elephant, you know. There are the ears, there are the tail, there are the legs, but it's still a huge elephant. And one thing I never could understand really is when people start talking about music in a way, oh, what we can do, everything is done, now we've got computers and we've got natural instruments, different ways of singing, opera, you know, music, whatever you can think of. And our opinion is that even not 5% of all possible music has been discovered. So there is a huge ocean of material which can be discovered.